This business is like the Wild West. Gold, silver, rare coins, lost treasures of history. You never know what's gonna walk through that door. Oh!
There's a Civil War sword.
I got robbed at gunpoint.
Watch this.
I'm Evan Kale, and this is Pawn Man. Gang, as always, we have a great episode of Pawn Man in store. Before we get into it, I want to thank our great episode sponsor, such a good sponsor here on this channel, Bong Water Beverage Company. Bong Water is a THC-infused drink designed to hit you fast. It hits you in about 10 minutes. Other edibles will take hours. It's available in my home state of Minnesota, Oklahoma, Missouri, Kansas, parts of Texas, parts of Wisconsin. Visit bongwaterbeveragecompany.com to find out if they are coming to your state soon. If they're not there yet, there is a link in the video description. In my hand here, this is the KO Punch. They have gluten-free options, a variety of milligrams and flavors. Again, that's Bong Water Beverage Company. Must be 21 years of age or older to consume in my state of Minnesota. And with that, let's get into a good episode. All right, let's see what you got. Asahi.
I was in here.
Yeah, I remember. $22.75 each on these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna wait a little bit. I don't know because it's gone down a bit, right?
Yeah, it's moving up and down. I mean, I can't tell you what's gonna happen in the future. If you want to do one, I could pay you cash though.
About 2,000.
No, I could give you what I just quoted you in cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For one.
Yeah.
Sure.
That works, Cap. Yeah, I'm not gonna dick you around.
Perfect.
All right.
That'll work.
So that guy, last week, I made a killing on that guy. It was so weird. He had 3 ounces of gold, and he wanted 2,000 in cash for 1 ounce, and then he had 3 ounces, and I was like, hey, I got 2,000 here for you. I'll have to do the rest on a check. And so I'm like, okay, so like 6,000? I'm thinking like, you're really gonna undercut yourself 15%? Because my margins on gold are bullshit. I'm gonna sell this to another dealer. I'm gonna probably get, right now the market's $23.38. I'm probably gonna get $23.15. So on about $2,300, a little bit less. I'm gonna make like $40, that's it. But so this guy, he took 2,000 in cash, and then he's like, well, what can you do in the other ones? Like, 50 back on each. Oh, okay. And I'm thinking like, why did you just volunteer to undercut yourself so much? It was so bizarre. So that's why I said to him, I could pay you cash, and like you wanna take, I did 60 back on this one. Interesting. Some people are very strange. All right, what do we got? Right here. I'll make a noise if I see something really good.
Okay. So my dad, he passed away at 60, and my brothers are going through some of his stuff.
Hopefully he didn't pay these prices.
I have no idea, to be honest. I don't know.
I actually know exactly where he got this. I recognize his handwriting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is from the store I used to work at. He probably did pay this price, which is too bad.
I got a question, though. So he's got a lot of books, that he's got all the years.
Yep. Yep.
Are them better to sell them singly or the whole book?
I mean, you could bring it in when you put a coin in a book, you actually damage it. You're pushing a coin into a book, and it screws it up. Because when they grade coins, they're really particular about the condition.
Of course.
But no, you can part it out. Or you can sell the whole book.
What's the most money?
It kind of does.
On the coin?
It kind of doesn't matter. I mean,
okay.
it depends on the coin.
You didn't make no noise yet.
I'm more making quiet noises of the fact that he paid like way too much for some of these coins.
Really?
Yeah. All right, let me think here what I can do. $150 for this stuff.
Okay. I think I'll pass for right now.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right. Take care.
Have a great day. That was actually a fair offer. That worth like tops $220, and I won't get that just based on what Whatnot's been. See if we see him again. He had 2 coins in there that were worth like $50, and the rest of them, he had a couple that were worth like 20, 30 that region, but other than that, like there was nothing too special. And like I said, I definitely recognized the handwriting on one of those coins that was massively overpriced. So 3 guesses whose handwriting that was. All right, back to it. I always do that. AIDS. In the butt. Eagle. Let's see here. George H.W. Bush. Tear down that tower. And then the other one. Okay. What's this? An ounce here? Oh, it's Bush Gore. God, if only. What a better world we live in. Yep, it's an ounce. Okay, so we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ounces, and this is silver. Yep. So that's $5. $200.
Okay.
Works. Cool. Get your cash and on your way. All right, 2 bills right to you. Here you
Thank
go.
you so much.
Thank you. Have a great day and a good weekend.
Thanks, you too.
I actually have one of these in my private collection. Let's not get too far into conspiracy territory here. I'm gonna just stay away from that one. Do I actually believe that? I might. Let's just say 9 times out of 11, the government's lying. Yeah, I literally was like walking right over to close my store and she walked in. I'm glad. She usually brings me like a fucking ton of stuff and luckily this was quick and easy. This was pretty good. These Eagles, these are vintage Eagles, 97. It's a better date, I think. 93. I'm gonna keep one bush, score, sell the other. Okay, cool. Thank God I'm leaving right now because no offense to that lady, she stinks of cigarettes. It reeks of cigarettes in here right now, just even though she was in here for like less than 2 minutes. Okay, time to go have some fun. I gotta stop doing this. This is annoying. I'd rather, not that. Somebody sent me a samurai sword, and I want to see if I can figure out what era it's from / what it's worth. To be honest, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just kind of guessing, but let's see if I can figure this out, because we don't see samurai swords too often. Now, I'm not buying this, but if you want to figure out when the sword was made, who made it, this is where the handle would be. So the swords are held together. There's a pin here, and there's a pin here, and there's another pin here. What you would do is if you wanted to see who made this sword, I would take the wrapping off here, I would take the pins off, I'd take this cover off, and then you just have the raw steel underneath, and there'd be a maker's mark on there somehow. Now this one is a more modern piece. I think this was handmade, if I remember right, but this one, I mean, this was like a $400 sword, that's it. So here we see, here's all the info I need. Now, I just gotta figure out, here we go, what the Emperor mark is, and then I can match it up and at least get an approximation for what year it was made based on the Emperor, and that'll give me an idea of what it's worth. I mean, if I sat here and like with a gun to my head, I could probably figure out exactly what year this is made and how much it's worth, but I'm gonna just give this guy a ballpark. Now again, you guys, I usually don't do this. Don't ask me to do this. I'm only doing this because I've never done this before, and it is interesting. So if you go on Wikipedia, these are gonna be the Emperor marks, and it will be something here. I mean, it's definitely not this old. It would be ungodly expensive if it was this old. I think it's probably 1800s, if I had to guess. So we got a ways to go up here. So Yoshihito, aka Emperor Taisho, Hirohito, aka Emperor Showa, Mushito, aka Meiji. I'm not gonna put too much time into this. I'm gonna try for maybe 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna move on, because it actually looks like this could be kind of hard.
He's a creepy old man in a windowless van who wants to babysit the con artist can.
Can't say Monday without pedophile, can you? The am I looking at? Oh my God, does it smell bad in here today? Oh yeah, it smells like farts in here. Oh, let's see. No, yeah, this is I don't want any of this stuff. Oh, there's a literal Christmas tree in here. I don't want to buy the Christmas tree. I was gonna say, actually, maybe I do want to buy it, so I have 2, but I already have 1, and if anything, I'm gonna upgrade the tree, not have 2 smaller ones. Okay, all this there's nothing in here. All right, let's see what we got here, because I sure didn't see anything in there. We have, oh, another doll. Madame Alexander, brand new in the box.
Nothing in the truck you like?
No, nothing I saw I wanted. If you had a huge Christmas tree, like a huge one, I want that, but not a 4-footer.
Do you want it?
No, I already have a 4-foot Christmas tree.
Yeah, but I get more dolls too. Do you want more dolls?
Honestly, this is probably it for the dolls for me for a while. All right, I'll give you 20 bucks for the dolls.
A piece?
Total. 10 bucks on each one.
You get a little bit better?
Well, 25, that's it.
That's it.
That's it, okay, look at that, you rung me for another 5.
Thanks, dude. Thanks, Evan. Thanks.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and of course,
Oh, you got okay.
the ticket price of admission. There she is. Thank you so much.
Thanks. God bless you.
Namaste. Stay out of jail. Stay out of trouble.
Oh yeah.
Practically tap danced out of here. Each of these is worth like $200. Holy who would have thought? Will I get it? No, but I'll get more than 25, so hell yeah. As you can see, I am not at the store, I'm at home. I am about to start a Whatnot auction after having a day working all day recording content, and this is what I am sitting down here to talk about. You guys, we kind of have to have a little bit of a difficult conversation here. I am struggling enormously here on social media. I have been ever since I started. We've been doing these videos here, these long content videos on YouTube and now on Facebook for 4 years. This whole Pawn Man thing, this all started on YouTube with a vision of creating like my version of a TV show in the gold and silver business. And that's still the product that I continue to put out, and I continue to put time, effort, and money, quite a lot of these things into it. And I'm still struggling. I love what I do. I can't believe that I live this life. It is fun. It is my dreams come true, but it is a incredible struggle. It has been that way since I started. It has especially been that way since I gone off on my own. And it does not get easier. It seems like my views are going down on YouTube, not up. I now post on Facebook too, but I don't make money on Facebook. If you guys are watching me on Facebook, you're watching me for free. I don't get paid. YouTube is my smallest audience, and this long content thing, it is the best thing in my opinion that I put out. This is way better, and it's way more informative. I think it's way more interesting. I know this is going to yield me something one day, but until I get there, it doesn't. I'm bringing in $224 a month right now on Patreon, and I'm bringing in a little bit less than that on YouTube in the views. Other than that, I don't make any money on social media for the product that I put out, for the effort and energy and the lives that I touch and all that I do. The fact remains that I'm not making money, and it is really harming me. It is harming me mentally. It is harming my business. It is keeping me from devoting the time to my business, but I don't want to give up on this. And so I need help on Patreon. What you get for $1 a month, you get my uncensored content. You get them early. You get them before everybody else sees them. You're getting a longer version with all the swearing, all the jokes, all the stuff you don't get to see otherwise. I eliminated swearing and I started bleeping stuff out because I thought it was hurting my YouTube viewership. You're also getting bonus content. I'm trying now to put out 2 videos a month. They're like 10 minutes. It's basically a pawn hub that nobody else gets to see. And on top of that, this summer I really want to start doing written content, diary posts, etc., so that I can be giving people more. But I am really struggling here, and I really, really need more help on Patreon. I wouldn't ask if I didn't have to. I have to, because my editor's expensive. He's $250 a video, and that is a good price. I dump you guys upwards of 10 hours worth of footage on him. He cuts that into the video. That would cost me a lot more with somebody else. I'm losing probably $700 a month making this content, and I don't want to give this up. I don't want to stop, but I'm kind of getting to a point where I don't know if I can continue doing this, because I don't want to give up. So there is a link in the video description here, pawnman/Patreon, or go to patreon.com/pawnman. And like seriously, $1 a month. If I get 500 of you guys to give me $1 a month, I wouldn't be losing money doing this. And like that would matter a lot to me. I hate that I have to ask this, but I actually have to ask this. So if you're a fan of mine, if you want to support me, if you want these videos, this long content to continue, please consider becoming a Patreon. And with that, you guys, let's get into a great episode topic. I'm not going to let this rain down on me. Again, I'm trying to combat the negativity, but it is such a struggle doing this. So once again, you guys, I want to thank our episode sponsor, Bong Water Beverage Company. I want to inject something very personal before I give you the same spiel I always do. I brokered the sponsorship. They don't pay me. They pay me in product. And you might be saying to yourself, well, Evan, there's your problem. You went from making money to getting a product that's THC. You guys, I drink this. I have this because I don't want to take antidepressants. This is better. This is not their slogan. This is just my personal slant so that you guys know why I sacrificed money to get this product. I was buying this product and spending so much on it every day. The effects of this are wonderful. As somebody who has taken antidepressants, I don't believe in them. I think they're evil. I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I want to tell you guys from my personal experience, this is everything I needed for that void that I needed, and this is a wonderful product. Bong Water Beverage Company. This is, again, a THC infused drink. It hits you fast. It's available in Minnesota, my great state here, where you got to be 21 years of age or older to consume. Missouri, Kansas, parts of Texas, parts of Wisconsin, and it, of course, came from the great state of Oklahoma. So, again, if you're in those states, visit bongwaterbeveragecompany.com. Please check out this product if you have not before, if you're in one of those states. And if you're not in one of those states, visit their website to find out if they are coming to it soon. I know they're expanding, as far as I understand, outward. So if you're on the coast, you probably won't be seeing them for a while. Bong Water Beverage Company. And with that, you guys, we are talking about pennies. You want to see my pennies? I say that because I have a customer named Sergey. He's from the USSR. He likes pennies. And he always says, can I look at your pennies? You have pennies for me today. I want to see your pennies. No, you guys, we are talking all about pennies. And we're talking about pennies because as a numismatist, I think pennies are the buy. I think they're what if you're looking to get a coin collection that is undervalued, or if you're looking to start buying numismatic coins that are undervalued, I think pennies are it. Let's talk all about pennies, where they came from, their history, and we'll talk about some expensive ones and just my take on what kinds of pennies you should be buying. So where does the term penny come from? It's derived from the Old English word penning, which in itself comes from the German term pfennig. The pfennig was a piece of German currency. It was used during the Third Reich. I think it was used before. The original pennies were minted by the Anglo-Saxons in the 8th century. The early coins were small and thin, and they were just stamped with a single cross. And as a unit in medieval trade, as a currency unit, they were invaluable. As we talked about with the colonial coins in the colonial currency episode, colonial times were difficult here in America because the colonists, being subjects of the British Crown, were not allowed to make their own coins. They had to use a barter system, and they had to rely either on foreign currency or they had to barter and trade, because if you're allowed to make your own coinage, you can make your own economy, and then you can secede. It was a tactic the crown did to keep the colonists under their thumb. So carrying that backward into Europe, obviously you have these coins, these pfennigs. These were invaluable to medieval trade. They were very important, and they facilitated really the start of commerce when you're starting to use coins. I mean, obviously we had gold coins, but small, non-gold, non-silver coins, simple coins that could be used as a basic staple for basic bartering, basic transactions. And of course, these predated physical paper currency as well. So the American penny really needs to look to the UK, like literally all of America needs to look to trace its origins with the British penny. Following the Norman conquest of 1066, the coinage system was standardized, and the silver penny continued to be a cornerstone of British trade. And in medieval times, these silver pennies would sometimes be cut into halves or quarters, which made them known as halflings or farthings. However, with the advent of the Tudor dynasty, the penny began to change. Henry VII introduced the Tudor rose, and he put this on the reverse of the coin. Then following him under Henry VIII, the purity and the debasement of these coins began to change as well. Fast forward to the time of Elizabeth I, the economies are changing, the scales of the economies are changing, inflation is changing. As a result of this, you have other coins that are needed because the economy is expanding so much, this penny doesn't quite cut it. You're going to need something with a higher denomination. Fast forward further to the Industrial Revolution, the whole mint manufacturing process changes with the advent of machinery. Instead of hand making these coins or using a mill to turn them out, but manually turning them out, now you have a machine turning them out a lot faster, able to scale with the economy. They're able to make all kinds of different coins. They're able to standardize it better and centralize it better as well. The advent of these steam-powered coin presses also allowed not only for higher volume of coin to be made, but more detail to be put into these coins as well. You also have the penny being made of copper from 1797 until 1860. Then it was replaced by a bronze version featuring the iconic image of Britannia. Now fast forward again to the start of this country, the founding of the US Mint. We have in 1793 really the first American penny. It was originally minted in copper. The first penny made by the US Mint in 1793 was known as the chain cent. It featured a chain of 13 links. This was on the reverse. This obviously symbolized the 13 original colonies, and the obverse bore a picture of Lady Liberty. However, the public hated it. I actually like it quite a bit. I think the public was stupid. And this penny, this chain cent, this only lasted for 1 year. Part of why the public didn't like it, they thought they thought it represented bondage, not freedom, and I guess I kind of see where they're coming from. I think it's a cool coin. In 1796, we got the drape bust cent, and this shows a more refined Lady Liberty with flowing hair. I think this is one of the most beautiful cents ever made. That design continued until 1807, and then you had the classic head design, which ran until 1814. Now, the early cent versions of these, they were large, but again, there were a lot of variations with this coin. From there, you have different sizes being experimented with these pennies. The coronet head cent in 1816 was a smaller version, and then following that went until 1839. Then you had the braided hair cent, which went until 1857. In 1856, before they phased that out, they had the flying eagle cent, which is personally my favorite cent. It's one of my favorite US coins made. And this coin was partly to experiment with new metals and to reduce the size as well. This is the first small size cent, or like the first truly small size cent, something you recognize today as a penny, but it only lasted for 2 years. In 1859, we got the Indian head cent. And this was designed by James Barton Longaker. He's one of the greatest coin designers in American history. This coin features Lady Liberty wearing a Native American headdress on the obverse, and it was a staple of American coins. It lasted all the way until 1909, until it was replaced by the Lincoln wheat penny. And this came out in 1909 because it commemorated 100 years since Lincoln's birth, which obviously was in 1809. The reverse features 2 stalks of wheat, thus calling it the wheat penny. And this design continued until 1958, until we have the Lincoln Memorial penny. And this is the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Now, the US penny has evolved quite a lot, even in the 19th and 20th century. One of the most extreme examples we saw was during World War II. We got the steel cent, and that was made out of necessity due to rationing because of the war effort. More recently, in 1982, the rising cost of copper lead introduced the copper zinc penny. And this is a copper-plated zinc penny. So that is the origin of the penny, going back to Europe, how we got it. But what about its future? And this is what I really want to talk about with collecting and numismatics. For one, economies are changing. An American penny costs, and I've seen a few different numbers. I'm sure you've got some exact number you've probably seen. I've seen 1.72 cents. I've seen 1.68 cents. It costs more than a penny to make a penny, and pun intended. That does not make sense. Most people also, because of changing economies, they see pennies as burdensome. Pennies are annoying and cumbersome and tiresome to deal with. My cheap Jewish ass after COVID, I was so grossed out by COVID, I stopped picking up pennies. That my cheap, comically Jewish ass doesn't pick up pennies anymore. What does that tell you? Our society doesn't need them. We have shifting technologies, we have shifting economies, we have changes in technologies and how we do business. Cryptocurrency, digital transactions, things like Venmo, credit cards. These are all eliminating the need for physical money. And most importantly, what's key, and what I want to segue into here, is a number of countries have eliminated the penny. Canada eliminated theirs in 2012. New Zealand, Australia also got rid of the penny. I don't think pennies in America are going to be around for long. In fact, I can't believe they still make it. I thought it would have been canceled years ago. And when they do cancel it, all the good examples of them will go up, in my opinion. I can't tell that as a fact. This generally is a trend with coins. When a coin gets discontinued, they tend to go up because suddenly there's scarcity and suddenly people want the thing they can't have anymore. You guys can get a really good example of a Lincoln wheat penny from the 1920s, like a very high grade. I recommend getting MS65 red. That is, you'll see the designation RD on the slab. They have 3 different designations for pennies. They have brown, and red. You want red. That is the best example of a penny. You want a nice shiny red penny. I'm sure you've heard that saying before. You can get these examples for cheap. If you go further on in the penny's life, in the wheat penny's life anyway, if you're looking into the 1940s, you can get an MS66 red for under 50 bucks. That to me is a steal. So my advice with getting these, get them graded PCGS NGC and at least MS65. If you're trying to get a good buy, I recommend 1920, that region, 1920 and earlier. That's what I'd recommend concentrating on. If you can't afford it, 1940 and earlier. Again, you can get great examples of some of these pennies for very cheap. So here's some examples of some pennies to keep an eye out for. There's a 1943 copper penny. Good luck affording it. But that's one, they're very rare. It was made by mistake. They're supposed to be steel. The SVDB stands for the engraver's initials. He put his initials, VDB, on the penny. It was the equivalent of a 1909 scandal. The public was furious that he put his initials on it because the public thought, well, it's our coin. It belongs to everyone. It's not your work of art. You don't get to sign it. So they struck his name off of that penny, and as a result, the 1909 SVDB. They're expensive. I would recommend getting one before they take off too much in price. You can find an example for about $1,000, like a decent example. There is the 1955 Doubleday. That's the one that we saw here that was fake. That's a very famous error. It's a very obvious error. Like Helen Keller could tell there's something wrong with it. There's a 1969 S Double Dia obverse. It's a doubling over Lincoln's face and in the inscription. There's also a 1972 Double Dia obverse. There's a 1922 No D Lincoln cent. If you look, and it's not hard to look, you can look online. There's key dates for the Indian hat. There's key dates for the 1909 SVDB is one. The wheat penny, there's key dates. You guys see me, I've done this before in videos. When I buy a big thing of wheat pennies, I generally go through all of them looking for those rare key dates, and I have found them in the past. It is not too late to get your hands on some key date or really rare example pennies, or just a high grade example penny to add to your numismatic collection and put it away and wait for the penny to get canceled. And just really quick, before we get out of here, I'm gonna leave you guys with some of the most expensive pennies ever sold at auction. A 1943 bronze cent, 1.7 million sold at auction. There's a 1944 steel cent that was made up by mistake. In 2008, that went for $373,000. That might go for $1 million now. The coin market has gone crazy since 2008. There's a 1793 variety. It has a strawberry leaves design. In 2009, that went for over $850,000. And again, I would think that might go for $2 million now. A 1792 birch cent went for $2.58 million in January of 2015. And this was showcasing an early design by Robert Birch. There was a 1909 SVDB. It's one of the finest ones ever discovered. That went for $117,500. Again, if you're getting one of these high-grade examples, you can get them now at a great price. The other thing with pennies too to keep in mind, people don't treat them well. Most people circulate their pennies. There's not a whole lot of graded pennies out there. They do mass produce pennies. You do have to look at mintages and be aware of that. But oftentimes they just go into circulation. People don't think of saving them. And it's possible that you could get a numismatic treasure right now before it gets canceled for cheap. Well, just like that, guys, it is the end of the day and the end of the episode. I want to thank our sponsor, Bong Water Beverage Company, available in Minnesota, Oklahoma, Missouri, Kansas, parts of Texas, parts of Wisconsin. Visit Bong Water Beverage Company's website. There is a link in the video description and find out if they are coming to your state soon, if they're not there yet. And if you guys like this video, be sure to subscribe, hit the thumbs up button. Check out my books. Visit pawnmanstore.com to buy bullion or all my other great products. Check me out on Whatnot. There is a free $15 promo code if you download the app with my code. Again, link in the video description. That Linktree link will take you to all things Pawnman. I will see you guys back here for another great video. Be sure to follow me across social media at Pawnman. Later, guys.